Charlie XCX Salute, which is like very electronic, and Sweet Pill, which is like Paramore type stuff.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Okay, so I'd say those like vary um a good amount, like in terms of maybe like
pretty diverse,
BPM. Yeah, like
I would
just in
say.
general,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
So let me
yeah.
quickly open up my freaking interview questions. I don't even have them open. Ugh, I'm
I've
silly.
been getting into a little bit of like a little bit of R&B, soul,
Okay.
rap as well. Um, what else is there? A little bit of metal type stuff, like
Mhm.
modern, like electronic metal, metalcore stuff, like Bring Me the Horizon and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So, can you tell me about your process for organizing your music? Actually, wait, let me start before. I know
Okay.
you like mentioned like that you like download it. So like is it how do you find your music and then how do you download it? And I don't care about ripping stuff. I download my stuff from Spotify, so don't worry about that stuff. Like buying
Yeah.
your music, I don't care about that.
Um, so in terms of finding music, are you specifically asking in terms of like the music I like to listen to, or the music I would like to DJ with?
Yeah, the music that you specifically DJ with, cuz like is it music that you just listen to and you like, or is it like specifically curated? Like let me know.
I would say I would say most of the time it is just music that I've found that I like to listen to in the first place.
Mhm.
And um I I feel like in I actually for what I did, I didn't even separate stuff that I wouldn't DJ with to stuff that I would. I just took my entire Spotify library at the time. Like I
Mhm.
think I had like 3,000 songs in there or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, it was like 2,500. Right now it's like 2,900. So I would say like 2,000 to 2,500 ish.
Mhm.
And I took that whole playlist and like, do you know Telegram? It's like a messaging app.
Yeah.
They have like bots on there that are like, I don't know, like Russian or something. I don't even know. And it's this bot that just takes like you can give it a Spotify playlist and it will download every single track from, I think it uses Deezer, like it uses some Deezer API thing, and it just gives you a zip folder of everything that you like, everything in
Ooh.
that playlist.
That's cool. Let me quickly put you on though. If you just search up spotifydown.com, it's the
Mhm.
exact same thing. You could paste the link of your playlist
Oh,
or
that's
of like individual tracks. The only thing is it's been like being like weird for me, even though like I saw my friend use it and it was fine. So before when I would download like playlists, all my tracks, their album art would be the album art of the playlist. So that they would have the same exact picture, which like really throws me off. But when I first started using it, it would download like each individual track's like album art, accordingly, and then it
yeah.
stopped. But like otherwise it's pretty valid. But that's like a little, not really off topic, but not really.
I
I'm
do
not
have
really
a
related.
off topic another website to mention.
Yeah,
FMHY.net. It's called
FMHY.
FMHY Free Media Heck Yeah. It's called the largest collection of free stuff on the internet, and I honestly don't know any other website that is more useful than that. I found it like a couple months ago, and I'm reeling that I didn't find it like 10 years ago. It's like such a comprehensive list of things that you can do and get for free on the internet. It's awesome.
Wow, this looks cool.
It also has like a couple music downloading sites. Lucida.to is like one of the big ones. It can download from Tidal, Spotify, SoundCloud, Deezer, like everything, anything.
Dude, I'm down there. I'm keeping these. I'm gonna bookmark these right now.
Like if there's anything you want to bookmark, it's literally that one site. I don't know. It's like so cool.
Wow.
I love it so much.
Yeah, this one's way better than the other one. I
I
have
could
like
talk
the
about this
SoundCloud
website
one
for
too.
hours. Like legit.
Oh my my god. Okay, wait. No, we will get into that. We will get into that because
Yeah, yeah,
this is necessary information too.
yeah,
Okay, so then you download your stuff from Spotify,
yeah,
and you told me you don't organize it. You just have it all there.
yeah. I have literally one folder. It was all one folder that I called like Spotify tracks or something,
Mhm.
and I put it on my external drive on my like gaming my main PC that I use, and then I plug it into the laptop, plug in my MacBook, and I open the DJ. I use DJ like DJAY.
Mhm.
I think I paid for it. I'm not 100%. I think it's paid. But it's like pretty affordable to get like a year. I think it's like $50 for a year or something.
Mhm.
And um I have it analyze the whole library
Yeah.
so it can like auto detect the BPM and the key and stuff. You know the Camelot
Yeah.
like
That's
system?
super helpful.
I don't I don't know it too much. Like I don't know the details of it, but yeah, like from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like it when you have a song playing, it'll give you other songs that have the same Camelot code to it, and then the next most similar will be one letter or number. I think it's number first is closer, so it's like 11A. It'll show you 12A and like 10A, and
Yeah.
then eventually it'll start showing 11B
Yeah. Yeah. That's
or whatever.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, so that's literally just how I go about like finding the next song to play. So usually I start every set, or like I like to start every set with Revolution 909 by Daft Punk. I literally love that song so much, and it's like such a good song to like start with. It's just I love it. Um, and from there, I will look in the bottom right corner on like the similar songs list. And sometimes I'll scroll for like dozens, if not hundreds of songs through to find the next track.
Mhm.
But it'll just be, yeah. So I'll just have my whole Spotify library there, like an archive of it,
Yeah.
all loaded to MP3s and analyzed by the software. So yeah, that's just what I do. Like every once in a while, I'll pick a song, be like, "Oh, I like this one," and then I'll be like, "This one doesn't fit with the song playing right now. Let me pick something else."
Mhm. So
But
like,
yeah, that's really it.
what's your biggest we're like going a little bit all over the place just because I'd rather not have this be like so like what is it like structured,
Like structured,
but I
yeah.
might like repeat some questions that like we might have already
No, I
talked
get
about.
it.
Um, but what would you say is like the biggest problem you run into when you're trying to find the next track, and like it doesn't go like why doesn't it go?
Um, I think BPM is a big thing. I have like a variety of music, so I don't have like strictly a folder of stuff that's like between 120 and 135 BPM or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice for everything to be like 128 BPM, but like there's so many cool songs out there that just do not match that. Like I can't go from 128 BPM to like a 145 or like a 90 BPM song. It just doesn't sound right
Yeah.
unless I'm trying to make my own like remix on the fly, which like I'm not advanced enough to do that stuff. So I'm like that doesn't work. I have to
Yeah.
move on. So that's a big thing is BPM. But I
Mm-hmm.
also think to me I feel like I don't know it when it comes to the key because I feel like it sorts it well with Camelot. So like usually I don't have an issue with the key because I'm always finding something that's at least close enough key wise
Mm-hmm.
to put on it. Like whatever it's smart. It's giving me good recommendations for the key. So, but besides that, it's just like honestly, I feel like the biggest thing is the BPM, like not being able to fit with the next song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm definitely like fine with speeding things up or slowing them down, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I kind of half answered that question. I don't have much of an answer for that one.
No, that's fine. Sorry, let me. I'm just trying to find where my other questions are. Ugh, wait, where did I put them? I feel like I closed the whole tab.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. It's fine. They're on a dock. I'm sorry. 1 second.
You're good. Yeah, so it's called the match feature on DJ.
Mhm.
I actually have it pulled up now. I'm on my PC now, but I can go on my Mac if you want me to screen share later on.
Mhm. I mean, honestly, if it's in one big playlist, then I think it's fine because like I get it. But maybe like if you have anything specific to show me. Ugh. Okay. Okay, we're here. We're here. We're here. Um. Okay, so then. Sorry, like I feel like my questions don't really pertain to to you since you don't really like do anything to organize it.
Yeah, it's like literally that's the screenshot of the folder I have, and I even it's like a backup of it, and I spelled the backup folder wrong. I added a J for some reason into the folder.
Hmm. Okay, so
Yeah,
then
literally just 16 gigs of music in one folder.
like why don't you organize it? Is it or
Um,
actually like I don't even want to be like too like biased, just like why don't you?
I feel like I feel like it's gotta be ADHD because I have ADHD. I feel like that might be part of it, but it's just like this feeling of when I try to organize something, especially something like thousands of tracks, I feel like I'll never get to the end of it.
Mhm.
And even if I do, I feel like I'll probably never have it in a way that I like it. Um,
Wait, sorry. I'm like looking at your music. I see you with Afro House. With oh my
yeah,
god, you have Adam Ten and Mitagami, dude. Those are my favorite artists. Okay, wait. We're
this,
gonna get off
wait,
topic.
okay,
We're gonna get off
okay.
topic right
This is
now.
some of this isn't even stuff that I know because this is actually a mix of like I ripped like the top beatport music and mixed it in. I didn't realize I actually have this mixed. I thought this was just my Spotify stuff, but it's like a mix of other
Damn.
stuff. So I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but
Oh my god,
I will,
no.
I will
Wait, you
literally.
don't know
I'm gonna.
kind of music? You don't know kind of music? Oh
Yeah,
heck
this
no,
sounds
you suck.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, no, this
confusion?
sounds awesome. I just put on Adam Ten Mitagami freaking high
High
on.
on, yeah, dude, they're
And
my
it sounds
favorite.
awesome.
They're like melodic, like melodic minimal techno, like progressive. They call all the some people call them progressive house, but I wouldn't say it's progressive. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I love everything progressive, like
Yeah.
progressive house, progressive rock, like trance, like.
Ugh. Okay. Wait. You said you use Spotify, right? You're gonna have to follow me. I have
Wait, we should
so
make a blend.
we should make a blend. That's an excellent idea.
Um, I do you have Discord on your phone open or like available? Because I could send you
Yeah.
like a blend invite.
Yeah.
But let me make a link for that. But yeah, I forget what the last question was.
Why don't you organize your music? But you said that it's
Oh,
basically like overwhelming, basically.
yeah, I think it would be too overwhelming. I have a lot of like, and I have a lot of songs that I haven't like I haven't heard in here because yeah, it is a mixture of stuff from my Spotify library, but also like Beatport stuff.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I don't even know my own reasoning for that. But like I definitely feel like I would benefit from it being sorted. But I feel like it would be too overwhelming and it wouldn't be easy enough for me.
Mhm.
So keep it short and simple. I feel like that's my that's my answer for that.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I had both documents open. I did not exit out. I'm just
Mm.
silly. Anyway, okay. So you don't create. So you just when you DJ, do you ever like DJ for like house parties or it's most like what's like the most people you've DJ'd for?
The most people I've DJ'd for, less than 50.
Okay.
Probably less than, probably like 20,
And like
honestly.
typically like do you like what's your I guess just like what's your DJing experience? Like what have you done? Cuz I'm just asking like I'm wondering like I haven't done anything. I played
Yeah.
for like two house parties maybe and then I DJ'd in my bedroom. So,
Yeah, I've DJ'd in my bedroom only a handful of times, probably,
mhm.
like in my own house. I've DJ'd at my own birthday party because I wanted to at my
Mhm.
house for like a good like 20 people or so.
Mhm.
Um, that's kind of like it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't count because I was just kind of like playing around with it. But
No, that's no, that still counts. Everything counts.
I DJ'd in like a basement at a house party once.
Mhm.
Like there was a live band that played. That was like the biggest thing I've done in terms of like me DJing for like random people I don't know.
Mhm.
I just had a connection there, and they were like, "Oh, you should like DJ after like the live stuff plays." Because so there was like a band that played, All Days Band. They played, and then freaking this one guy. He goes by, I think his name is David. He goes by Anadonia. He played like he sang and did guitar, and I
Mhm.
think I just like set up my speakers on my laptop and just played
Mhm.
for like an hour or so. I think.
Okay.
Um, that's one. I DJ'd at a Michael's craft store grand opening.
That's
That
awesome.
was like a unique experience. I was like outside. It was in Medford. I was like outside the store right by the entrance. I was kind of scared people were gonna steal like the speakers or something because I had to go to the bathroom once or twice, and I was like, "Oh my god, does nobody steal
Oh
it?"
my god. Yeah,
um,
that's scary.
um. So technically, at Michael's, there was like nobody in the audience, but at the same time, there must have been like 100 people that like walked past at least.
Yeah.
So like just passively hearing whatever I was playing. And for that specific show, I did put together a Spotify playlist of like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s hits, like pop or like just popular, not
Mhm.
necessarily pop, but popular stuff over the decades. And then I used that as the folder for that gig because it was like obviously Michael's it's going to be people who are older
Yeah.
who want to hear more recognizable stuff, not necessarily like random club hits like you know. um I've DJ'd at do you know Chris friend Ethan?
I've heard yeah, I've heard of him, yeah.
I'm good friends with Ethan. I've DJ'd at his house before in his backyard. I think Chris like recorded me playing there.
Mhm.
um
I think he
do you
might
know
have sent that
Kuchka?
to me actually.
Do you like Kuchka? Do you know Kuchka? I was
No,
playing a
I don't
Kuchka
think
song.
so.
Kuchka's awesome. But
Kuchko.
I think that's honestly my whole list of experiences, like
Mhm.
times I've DJ'd for like more than just myself or whatever.
Okay. And
So
then
very, very little.
yeah. So then like what when you're like DJing, how do you okay, wait. So you made a playlist for Michael's.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm just like looking through my questions. Like
You're
there like
good. Take your
how do you
time.
find existing search and filtering options like BPM or key sufficient for your needs? But like you kind of already told me.
Yeah, I mean the DJ app, it has like a I can search my own collection and I can filter it by BPM range.
Mhm.
As for key, I don't really get into key that much because I'm not like the only thing I know about like oh this key and that key work is A minor and C major. Like that's like I know those keys like they use the same notes. Like beyond that, like I don't know, like whether
Also, I think
things would go up.
F major goes really well too with C.
Right, because it's a maybe it's because it's a perfect fifth. Maybe I
Some
don't know.
shit like that.
C, D, E, F, or
I don't know
yeah,
either.
because it's like distant enough, but yeah, like it's like a yeah, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so I'll use the filter for BPM ranges. But I'm sorry, what was the specific question? Or like,
Or like
or do I
so
find it
yeah, like
sufficient?
do you find like the current filtering sufficient for your needs? So like I guess like most people just
Hmm.
like filter by BPM and key. So like do you find that sufficient for when you're trying to find the next track?
Um, Honestly, I feel like I want to say no. Not that I have necessarily felt like, oh, this is insufficient for me, but just the fact that like there is more to music than the BPM and the key.
Mhm.
And I could only imagine like that things could be a lot easier with like a different system or like a more futuristic way of managing
Okay.
music.
Okay,
Maybe even
okay.
something that uses AI. Like I feel like we could totally do that. Like
So tell me, like if in your ideal world when you're not bound by any like technical limitations, what would you envision? What would you want? What would make your like life easier or your job easier?
definitely, well, I'll tell you a tool that I do have that I really like with DJ Pro AI
Mhm.
is the stem separation. It has like live stem separation, so I can turn a knob and it'll like turn down the vocals on the whole track.
Wait,
Or like,
really?
yeah, that's why I
That's
like
so
DJ Pro
sick.
AI. It's literally so accessible for like someone like me because it would be so much more work to have to preemptively make, render out and like, create stem tracks of everything
Wait,
I want stems of.
hold on. A little bit off topic. There is this new DJ controller. I think it's by Pioneer. It's like says
Mhm.
GK whatever, and that's what it specifically does, except just for drum pattern, which I feel like is kind of limiting, cause like there's so many other things that you could like filter out, but you could like loop a drum pattern from like one specific song and like keep it
That's cool.
and then like you or like you could insert like a different drum pattern into a song that you're playing and stuff or like just switch it
That's
and it's
interesting.
like in the board like it's like a physical button in the DJ board, you know what I mean, or like there's like multiple buttons. I'll like I need to find it and I'll send you a link
Or
for it.
like you're like track A, you can like press a button and it copies over the drum, like it
Yeah,
replaces the drums on track B with the drums on track A, and then you
yeah.
can like fade into track B. Okay, okay. That's kind of cool. Because then you could like it's like it goes into like a separate bank of memory, so you could like mess with track A differently and not like lose the backbeat like being the same for the
Mhm.
next track. That's interesting. But yeah, I would definitely want something that has like I would love to have the ability to separate the stems out, like to um like if I had multiple faders for just the vocals, just the drums, just the instrumentals,
Mhm.
that would be very helpful. Like, because sometimes I don't want to fade the whole master track back and forth. Like, DJs, I feel like DJs a lot that you have to when you're fading from track A to track B, on the master fader or whatever it's called, like the mix. What is it called? I forget
The
the
crossfader.
crossfade. Yeah, the crossfader. Um, you um like a lot of DJs, they you have to you have to like slowly push the crossfader, like be very accurate with it. On top of being very specific with like whatever knobs you're about to turn to bring back in the drums or the vocals or some other element or cut out another element in
Yeah.
exact timing with the movement of the crossfader. But if you had like a fader specifically for the drums, like or just the vocals, just the drums, whatever it is, like multiple different faders for the different elements of a song, I feel like that can make things so much easier and allow for more creativity and even more accessibility for people
Mhm.
who aren't like very, um, like fine motor skill or like anything like that. Like,
Honestly, I don't even think that's fine motor skills. Like, I just think that's also like being able to afford that freaking program that will do it for you, and then, or that you
yeah,
can do it on manually and then download everything. Like
yeah,
that's just work
it's
and
more
money.
accessibility for like for people with less money, for people
Yeah.
with less ability in certain like regards, or yeah, it's just more accessible in general. Yeah. But on top of that, I want to add something I would love to have. I
Yes.
think AI could do this nowadays. Is like complex tagging, like
Mhm.
automatic tagging onto songs. Like you know how like Google Photos or like even like Apple like iCloud Photos, like you can search like birthday cake and it shows every example of a cake
Yes.
that
Yes.
is birthday
Okay.
themed.
This is exactly what I want to hear. Like, keep going with this.
This is what I would love to have. Like I don't know, stuck in my head right now is like dreamy. Like if I want music that sounds dreamy,
Oh,
and
oh my
I
God. Yes. Okay.
I could type dreamy and it'll pull up like dream pop, bedroom pop, or like whatever, or like certain types of hyper pop in there. Um,
Oh
and
my
then
God. You're like
I
giving
don't
me
know.
so many incredible ideas. Okay. Okay. All right. I have a question for you. If the
Yeah,
tool could analyze your music taste and suggest tracks or playlists based on past preferences, how valuable would that be to you?
it depends on the execution. It could range from being slightly valuable to extremely valuable, depending on the execution of that.
In the ideal world where everything is perfect, then it works. Or what is your envision? What do you mean when you say executed properly? Like, how would it be executed properly for you?
For me specifically, um, obviously I really want something intuitive. But I think that's like more generic. I think for me specifically, I would probably want something that has like a large language model built into it. Like something where I could where I could search lyrics and it'll show up all the songs that have those lyrics in it if I like forget the name of a song, for example. Something
Mm.
that has like specific subgenres onto every track, not only like pulls from the Spotify API. Because Spotify API has a really good like labeling of like subgenres, but more advanced than that, like Pandora Radio. Like they have that crazy they have some crazy like back end for like tagging music and stuff like that. Like I want to be able to search like a very specific term or tag and it'll show everything that matches under there.
Mhm.
It's like very, very like fine-tuned tagging system would be really helpful for me. Um I feel like a generic recommendation engine wouldn't necessarily be that helpful
Yeah.
unless it was combined with like here's songs that would fit next based on your past listening history, blah blah blah, or like past playing history, but also, you know, like type something to refine it. So like,
Mhm.
do you want club hits? Do you want like more obscure tracks next? Like, what do you want in this list right now? What are you looking for? Um, like, are you trying to like if you're playing a pop song, if you're playing something like more light, are you trying to lean it back into club vibes right now? Are you trying to like and are you trying to do that very slowly or are you trying to go straight into a club track and then it can dynamically be like, okay, this track, even though it's not very clubby, would go really well with this heavy club track.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I don't know. That's so um this is like that beautiful metropolis photo. It's like society if we had this. Like
Yeah.
that's so impossible. Like like this I'm being so specific.
No, no,
Like
no, no, no. I want to hear all of it. Like, because I feel the same. I feel the same way. And now I have something to add, and this is where I will definitely be a little bit biased. So
Okay.
one problem that I have when I'm trying to find tracks that are similar, specifically on Spotify, is when I use the radio function.
Hmm.
The only like data that it uses is like, or like it'll recommend me tracks like,
Yeah.
here are tracks that other people listen to that are that they all like that they listen to this track and then they also listen to these other tracks that are similar. But
Yeah.
when I am looking for songs that are similar to the song that I'm listening to, I want them to sound similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I
Yeah. Yeah.
have
Like I think Pandora probably has that like the best. And Pandora is like such a shitty platform. I never use it.
I need to check it out then, cuz yeah, like I feel like Spotify is really limiting. Like there's an artist that she usually does like really like hard techno, but she recently came out with this album and it's like Brazilian, it's like psytrance.
Oh,
It's like
I thought you were gonna say
techno trance and like with like Brazilian vocals and drums.
okay.
It's
So it's
like it
like
was like
pretty different, I guess.
yeah, it's like pretty different from what she usually plays. And I'm like, "Oh my god, like this is so good. I want to find more songs like this." It's like trance and groove. It's like it's so good. I'll put you on, but like when I search up songs that are similar, when I put like one of her songs onto the radio, it'll just show me like other hard techno recommendations cuz she's like mostly a hard techno artist, which sucks cuz like that's literally not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I literally spent like a whole week trying to find songs that are similar. I can't find anything that falls within that subgenre. So like I guess with this personal anecdote, do you feel like you run into the same problem?
I have always run into that problem where I want more of something and I can't find it.
Mhm.
But I definitely have some personal recommendations for you and maybe some stuff that might also add to the interview that you're doing.
Mhm.
um, as for Spotify, on my desktop, I have a modded Spotify client called Spicify, which actually linked inside FMHY. You can add mods and stuff. One of the things that I added that's like one of my favorite things is
I'm just going to write
when
this down in
you
the chat so I can remember.
yeah, when you start playing a song, it shows the subgenres that it's tagged as, like right under the like title of the song and the artist, and you can click them, and it brings you. Do you know that website Every Sound?
Yeah.
So I did not know this for the longest time. I knew about the website, but they actually have a whole network. Like it's called the Sounds of Spotify, and they have a playlist for every subgenre that like theoretically exists. So like there's like a playlist by them called The Sound of Vapor Twitch, or The Sound of Bedroom Pop,
Mhm.
or The Sound of Complextro, The Sound of Gaming Dubstep, like all this stuff. And you can click on the subgenre of the song you're listening to and it takes you to the sound of that subgenre.
Yeah.
Um, on top of that, Spotify has their mixes, which is like built into Spotify, and it heavily leans towards your listening. So it's different per person, but like you could look up gaming dubstep mix or bedroom pop mix, and like I said, it'll have a lot of stuff that you already like, unless it's a genre you don't like at all, um, and a couple cool songs in there. So I use that a lot for discovering music. On top of that, I did want to mention for finding new music,
Mhm.
I found this person on Spotify. Their name, I don't know where this comes from, but their name is JP Cool Hand Lindsay,
Mhm.
and they every month they put out a playlist. So like this one is 2024 October releases. It has 4,000 songs in it, 282 hours of music, and it's just every album that's been released since the beginning of this month. And I put this on shuffle and I drive around and just skip through
Mhm.
until I find cool stuff. So that's like a big source of how I find new music. On top of like, I use a lot of algorithmic stuff. Um, like Discover Weekly, Release Radar, Daily Mix a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've used a little bit of the new freaking
The day list.
Spotify. A little bit, yeah. I've used their new like AI playlist stuff. It's like only on mobile
Oh yeah, yeah.
to some level of success. I'm trying to think of what else. Um, yeah, honestly, that's like pretty much like my pipeline for discovering new music. But I've gotten off topic from the question, but I did
No,
want
no,
to
don't worry,
get
don't
some
worry.
stuff. Um, let me think. Yeah, so I also will use sometimes I use large language models every once in a while to give me recommendations, although I haven't done that in a while. So I wouldn't say I use that anymore. Um, I've used Last FM a little bit. I've used Rate Your Music, the website, recently. Um, and just talking with friends, having a lot of different friends and a lot of different music tastes,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to share with them and try to like see what they're listening to. Sometimes on Discord, I'll literally just play whatever like whatever person I'm DMing. If they're playing something on Spotify, I just play it myself, and I'm like, do I like this or not? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's that's I think that covers
Yeah.
what I do to discover music. So I know you asked that a while ago, but I wanted to come back to it because I thought like I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
on a
that's
roll
fine.
with thoughts on that.
That's helpful, and that Spicefy, I'm gonna definitely look into that because like auto tagging things and like yeah, it's like those like small like niche little playlists and like subgenres. Cause like my day list, I feel like my day list has been the most successful in like giving me new music. I also think I like it the most because it updates like multiple times a day. So if I don't know what's
Hmm.
going on, like but what they're showing me, I could just wait a little bit. But with like Discover Weekly, it's like once a week.
Oh yeah, and I use the DJ thing too. Hey,
Yeah,
what's
I
up?
used
It's
to.
X.
Yeah, I used him for a minute and then I kind of like I stopped only because he would always recommend me shit that I used to listen to, and
Hmm.
I feel like I only started really listening to EDM like a year or two ago.
Mm.
And before that I was like on like the mainstream pop and like rap. I don't know what the fuck I
Yeah.
was doing. I and now like when I hear it, I want to like burn my ears out. Like it'll be like, all right, throwback to like 2018 Drake. I'm like, oh fuck, what the hell? I don't want to listen to Drake right now. Um, but okay, okay. Let me see. I'm just gonna like go through my questions and see if there's something good.
Yeah, it bothers me a lot that Spotify's labeling system is like kind of it's there, which is awesome, but like artists that are like less popular don't even have any labels, and they'll just have like you'll just get a label of like what similar artists sound like. And also like for certain artists, they kind of change their sound entirely. So like um there's a lot of artists that are like somewhat well known but not enough to have like labeling for their different albums and different tracks. It'll just get a single label for the entire artist,
Mhm.
and it'll be completely wrong.
Yeah.
Like like I think you mentioned like a thing like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, it's exactly that. And it's really frustrating. I'll literally be looking for like a whole week for something and I can't find it. But I'm gonna use what you sent me, what you told me about.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know how it helps. I'm glad to.
Let me see. Okay. Would you find it useful if a search feature could identify tracks based on more dynamic characteristics like
Absolutely.
yeah, okay. Um Do you want to expand on that? If not, that's totally fine because we did kind of talk about that.
Yeah, I think I think yeah, I kind of covered that, like just having like very specific tagging. Like I saw I just like clicked on a song in our blend, and I saw one of the songs you like. It says ghetto tech. Like I want to be able to
Yeah,
type ghetto tech and see what pops up.
Ghetto
Like
Tech is really good. Wait, what song is it called? Is it F Bad?
um the, I have to check again. Hold on. Was it no Marathon Man by X Coast.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is like
I wouldn't say it's
whoa,
recent.
this is from 2024. This sounds like it's straight from like 30 years ago.
Marathon Man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I love Marathon Man. Is I mean, X Coast is really good. I wouldn't say
That's
this is Ghetto
awesome.
Tech. I feel like there's other songs that would match that more.
Yeah. And
But
that's like part
yeah,
of the problem. Like I feel like maybe X Coast has made ghetto tech and like that's what they might be known for, or like yeah, I don't know.
yeah, that's the thing. X Coast actually they have like a lot of different types of music, like, and they don't really have albums. They just be releasing singles, and it's all like really different stuff. Like if you click on them, their top songs they have Bailando and then La La La, but like they're all like different songs.
Yeah,
Um,
this is like Dr. Gabba. I've Dr. Gabba's like I've randomly found them on TikTok. That's another thing. Sometimes I find artists on TikTok. Like I found this artist called Them Fantasies, all
mhm.
just from random TikTok posts that had like 3 likes on it.
I'm looking at Dr. Gabba right now. Ooh, that's like the
Yeah, X Coast
piano.
is cool.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me see. I mean, we're basically wrapping it up. How? I mean, yeah. Honestly, I feel like we covered everything. I feel like I want to ask like more pointed questions now.
Okay.
Um, just like more like shooting off like things that I've been thinking about. So like, also like, so in a different interview that I did, I have a friend that's really into Afro House, which is really like percussion based, and they all have like a really
Is that like
similar.
YWEC?
I don't know. If you search up kind of music or like search up Rampa or Adam
Like
Port.
RAMPA? Oh, Adam
Yeah.
Port. I think let me see. Adam Port. I think have an Adam Port song.
Or actually if you
Oh, no,
go
I don't.
on my profile, I have an Afro House playlist.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me see it. Yeah. Sorry, I just really want to know what it
Afro Chill House, but it's Afro House, but it's chill. Like yeah, I just be like my shit's mad fucking messy too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super slow. This song does not even feel like it's moving it. Okay. Anyway, so basically, something it's percussion based, and sometimes like the drums don't always match up. So like maybe like searching by drum pattern or like kind of like you said like by like having it stem out the different parts of the song and like searching by like specific instrument. So
Yeah, yeah. There's a plugin. Have you heard of the plugin XLN XO?
no.
Okay. It takes all of your sample packs for like music producers and it makes it into a point cloud by similarity of sound. So
Ooh, I'm
like it'll
looking at it right
automatically
now.
make a nice cloud of it and it'll be like here over here's all the snares, here's all the kicks, here's all the effects, here's all the hi-hats and like yeah, like things that sound kind of snary and kicky will be like in between. Like, yeah. And that's like, that would be awesome if they had that type of technology for like a drum loop. Like, if you just want to highlight like a 4 bar or 8 bar loop on like a Daft Punk song, right? Like for specifically Revolution 909, for example, if
Yeah.
I highlighted the drums on that part, I would expect it to show me like that one Fred Again song where he literally sampled that loop.
Yeah.
Um, like as the one of the first results because it's like that similar, and just sort by similarity to the drums or sort by similarity to the vocal, uh, maybe similarity to like the vocal melody, the vocal rhythm, or the vocal like the tone of voice they use, or like the whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just super granular. That would be so cool.
Hold
You
on.
have nothing
I'm
like that.
making a document of all these websites that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
This shit is good.
I love sharing stuff. I'm gonna like bombard you with random stuff.
No, keep going cuz like this is also super helpful like in my research. Um Honestly, I feel like we covered everything. Like oh, I mean also like okay, so I've been also thinking of like an AI assistant.
Hmm.
So, like we talked about, but it specifically learns like your tastes, your preferences, and the way
Yeah.
that you like label things and like what you would consider like dreamy for like you mentioned.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because I
Hmm.
feel like that's pretty
Yeah.
subjective, and if it would like take from the way that other people use the tag dreamy, it might not give you like those like the accurate results that you'd expect. So like,
I would want a switch, maybe.
okay,
Like a toggle. Like, are you searching for what you like to call dreamy or what you think is dreamy? Or what Spotify labels as dreamy? Like, do you want the generic version? Because sometimes I want to, like, I feel like sometimes I might want to find stuff that's labeled that way, but I don't necessarily think it is.
yeah,
That way I can, like, listen to stuff that leans in a different direction than I'd expect it to or something.
yeah,
Or like if I am DJing somewhere and someone's like, "Ooh, play more like like they might say play stuff like 2010 Skrillex or something, or like something very specific," and I'm like, "Okay, I could do that, but then how do I go into that from this track?" That would be super helpful there to be like, give me something that can get me towards that point
mm-hmm.
and give me tags, like it would
Fill
give
in the
me tags and
gaps.
stuff. Like Complextro, like it would give me stuff to search for that might fit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No, that's really good. I'm like thinking
I
about
think
that. That's really good.
I my 2 cents on AI is that I think large language models are awesome. I think that we should have public access to them. I also think that they love to make shit up. I mean, I
Yeah.
think like everybody knows that. We know like that lawyer who tried to use ChatGPT as like a example in a case in a court for, and it made up a case that didn't exist. Like, yeah, you should have expected that. It's a language model. Like, that's how they work. But at the same time, um, I think it's awesome. But large language models are great at explaining concepts and like good learning tool in that sense, and helping understand perspectives and help share different perspectives and stuff. But it's really bad at like doing music stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that like a good AI system that would work for DJs or producers or like music enthusiasts would employ some kind of multi-model technique. So it would be a large language model, or you could maybe even select what kind of large language model you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, on top of like a specific model that's state of the art, that's designed for music analysis, um, and like maybe also uh, like a voice model specifically to help with searching for similar sounding vocals and just
Yeah.
it's like I think a good solution would use different types of AI, like machine learning techniques and models. And I think practically it would have to be experimental for a while to help figure out the landscape that it like it kind of needs to carve its own landscape in a
Mhm.
way. I feel like you kind of need to have people mess with it a bit and
Yeah.
see what, and then as a developer of something like that, see what models actually work best in practice rather than theoretically. And like whether or not including um like there's a whole thing of like if you have a beefy enough computer you could run the AI locally instead of having to use like an API and have it like require internet connection. Like should that be a thing? Should that be like uh should it run locally? Should it never run locally? Or only sometimes if the computer is good enough? Then
Mhm.
should it cost more or less money to do that? Because it's obviously cheaper for the company to have the AI run on the person's device, but it also makes them less money
Yeah.
um, if they're going to charge for having it run from the cloud. And then, like, yeah, is it actually useful to include all these models or not? Or should, like, how much of it should rely on machine learning models versus more like traditional algorithms?
Mhm.
Like I think Pandora's, it's called the Music Genome Project. I was looking that up.
Mhm.
Pandora, they have attributes that go way beyond genre. Like very like I remember looking into it. Like you could see some of the labels that songs had, and it had this word called vamping. It was like excessive vamping. It was like one of the terms for like some Martin Garrix song I was listening to. I was like, what the
Okay.
hell is that? It's basically like sidechain or like super heavy like pumping sound.
Yeah.
It's like just that specificity of label system just done by humans could go a
Yeah.
long way and not
Like if you
like
could like, describe something as like sploinky, like there's like a specific sound like and like everyone could like call it sploinky and you search up sploinky and you find other songs with that sound.
yes yeah, and that's where that switch would come in. Like would you want you searching for what you think is splinky or for what like a lot like what people agree sounds splinky?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting, interesting.
I wanted to rant a little bit because I feel like
No,
I
yes,
do
this
have
is
a
like so
pretty
good. This is pretty
yeah.
good info.
I've been messing with a lot of different large language models. I've been keeping up with AI for like years. I've had my own like stable diffusion like image generation on my own computer and I mess with it a whole lot. I
Oh
like
my
participate in a
gosh.
community
Wait,
of people.
we gotta talk more about this like in general. That's super
Yeah.
interesting.
Have you
I've
messed with Suno AI?
No, honestly, I won't lie. Like, I mean, I'm super interested in AI, but I've been only fucking with Chat GPT, cause like
Mm-hmm.
I paid for it, and like I just been creating my own GPTs for each class that I have, and I've
Oh,
been
that's
training
awesome.
each one on like all the content that each professor gives. So like, it's like so easy, cause like I'm trained them on like this current project that I'm doing. It's a senior project for a senior project class, and so I upload like every assignment outline or like requirement, and then I like uploaded just a full document of everything that I envision my project to be, and update it all the
Yeah.
time, and it keeps it in its memory. So then when I upload a new assignment, it knows my project the same way that I do. So it'll just fill it in for me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it knows it. And also like the whole thing like that they made it have a memory of like all the chats. That was a big time like update because now I could start a new chat and be like, because I've uploaded like past resumes. I've talked about my work experience. I've
Yeah.
even told, I've asked, like my chat GPT has been with me for a while through like my jobs, so it knows the stuff. So I could be like, make a resume for me, and it'll make a resume for me that's like pretty much accurate to everything
Up
that
to
I've done.
date. Yeah.
Like how incredible! Like it's like my brain, but like on crack.
Mm-hmm. It's Jarvis. It's beginning to become the
It
Jarvis.
literally, and then I start talking to it. I literally be chatting it up with it. Like I'll put it on my phone and I'll just start talking to it. And
Yeah.
now it can talk in accents. So I'm like, say that with like a Russian accent.
Yeah, I
I'd be
just
like,
messed with that
I'm
the
like,
other day.
say it. I saw this video of someone making it talk in Jamaican patois, so I make it
Oh,
speak to me in Jamaican patois.
Wagwan.
Yeah, literally, it's so good.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I saw this guy on TikTok that's like, sell me a car in a Western Armenian accent. I was like, that's
That's
devious. That's
so
messed up.
funny.
I was like,
That
what
is
the-
so funny. No, I love that.
Oh my gosh. And I tried doing it with Gemini and it like it was like, okay, sure. And then it did not change its accent at all. Gemini literally compared to ChatGPT, Gemini sucks. Like it's so crazy.
Wait,
Like
really?
the Google. Yeah, like compare in comparison, I feel like it works, but I feel like ChatGPT like is just the winner completely. And I was I've been researching a little bit recently on different AI models and stuff because there are some large language models that you can run on a computer, especially like a gaming computer. They can run some pretty beefy models like on the computer, like locally.
Yeah.
And I started looking at like started trying to research like what are these parameters because these different models can have um, millions to trillions of parameters. A lot of them have between like 1 billion and 100 billion parameters, and like it seems to be like you need the more parameters the model has, the more complex it can be, the more like the more it can remember in one, the more context it can have, like the more tokens it can handle,
Mhm.
and the more heavy of a computer you need. So like with my gaming computer, it's like middle tier, I guess. It can handle like language models like up to 30 billion parameters, and even at
Shit.
30 billion parameter models, it's like, oh, this is gonna run slow on your computer, or whatever. And but then I was researching like how many parameters does the Chat GPT model like GPT-4 have, and I think I was like asking Gemini that, and Gemini was like, it is rumored that that has over 1 trillion parameters, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no, Jigsaw.
holy shit, that's
That's yeah, it's
crazy.
fucking wild.
Yeah, like because even the big ones that have 100 billion, it's like not even compare. Like ChatGPT has like 10 times more parameters, and that's even the rumor. Like we don't even know. They keep it private.
That's
It's
why
like
do they keep it private?
I don't know.
Fucking shady.
Yeah, OpenAI is like becoming a for profit, or like I don't know what's happening with them. It's kind of like scary because I want them to kind of stay like public and be kind of more transparent, but they're becoming less transparent. It's a little scary because they have the most advanced AI on the planet as far as I'm concerned, and like now they're like becoming less transparent with it. Like what?
What are
You gonna
your
start putting it
thoughts?
in robots and not tell us or something?
What are your thoughts on me training a GPT on my life and my all of my experiences and using it as a personal diary?
I think
It's
that immediately I start thinking of possible security issues with that. Like I feel like there hasn't been a point before this point before now where people can just put their whole life into like a little file sort of thing,
mhm.
and like including like your emotions and just how you go about things. And I feel like that could be a security issue, like if somebody hacks into it and it's like, okay, now I know how you work, not only is it like now I know where you work, now I know what kind of music you like, but it's like I know how you like to think about things, I know how I know your pattern. Like I feel like there's a security concern, like because if that gets hacked, then I feel like there's some implications in the future like if people start doing that regularly, like there might be more sophisticated hacks out there.
Yeah.
Like we're already seeing people my grandma has been called by a deep fake of me saying
What?
that, yeah, I think it's happened twice now to her.
No, those are the
The thing is,
worst.
she's like, I want to say she's like 80, 88. She just turned 88 recently. So maybe it wasn't exactly an AI deepfake. I haven't heard it myself, but the way she was saying it, she was telling the story like it sounded exactly like me. Not only that, but the voice was addressing her as I address her, and addressing my parents as I address them. Like referring to their names, not their first names, but the names that I give them. And like saying, I'm in Pennsylvania. I need I need you to send me like $20,000. Like I'm in jail. Like don't tell my parents. You know. And she said that she was like, Spencer, is that you? And then they hung up.
That's really
And
fucking scary and weird.
like the thing that scares me is like imagine if they had a more accurate photo of like who I am, up to date, and like
Deep faked your
like
face.
you could like copy this model and be like, take a wild guess at how I would talk to my grandma, or like what I would say to my grandma on the phone, since you know everything about me. And GPT would like make this thing up, and they could use that to then trick your grandma. Like something like that is so big scary security issues. But I think I belabored that point already. But I think besides that, I think it's a really cool idea, and it's a really useful idea. It's something that I would love to do myself. I personally don't have premium ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new Google Pixel 9 phone, so with it came like a year of Gemini Advanced. So I have like some kind of advanced AI, like premium AI stuff, but like definitely not as good as ChatGPT. But I think, yeah, I have found large language models to be so cool and helpful
Mm-hmm.
to just like get information to me quicker and faster and easier, more digestible. Um, and having it know things about me is really important. I've had to give it I've given it stuff like I've tried to feed it as much information as possible. Be like, based on all this information and like my goal with this specific thing, what would you recommend for me? Like I tried to get it to recommend me food stuff. When
Yeah.
I tell it every place that I like to eat, every type of like my favorite meals and stuff. Like I've literally taken a photo. Like I've been in line at a restaurant with, or like a, not a restaurant, but it's like a Chipotle type thing. It was like a local cafe. And I took a picture of their whole menu. I sent it to ChatGPT. I said, which of these would I like the most? And it gave me like a top 3 list of things. And I was like, okay, perfect. That second one sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, I would have taken like 3 times longer standing there staring at the menu